So tell us about why you left Islam. First of all, who are you? What's your name?
I'm Salman Ali. I was born a Muslim. I left Islam when I was 16, and I just don't. There was nothing about the religion that I liked. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
there was nothing about it I liked.
Well, where are you from originally, for the moment?
My family from Pakistan.
Okay. And so were you like born and raised in a conservative Muslim family, or?
My family were like very. They were Muslim, but they're not like hardcore, very religious. They were not like like Deobandi or they were not Salafi or anything, but they were Muslim. Yeah.
Okay.
They were definitely Muslim. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And so, how was your? Because I was guessing you were probably like year 11 or something at this time. So doing your GCSEs maybe or something.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah. So what was the how did it happen?
What's the catalyst?
Yeah. What was the catalyst or?
One day I was going to the mosque,
Yeah.
and actually, sometimes we'd pray at home as well. And my auntie was telling me go pray and everything like that. I didn't want. I said, why am I doing this?
Right.
Why am I praying? Why do I have to do this?
Yeah.
I'm like praying to thin air. Like I don't believe God exists anyway. But
Yeah. So were you an atheist at this point?
yeah. Just
So what made you an atheist?
Just you get these thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
They keep telling you. That this is not truth.
Who's they?
The thoughts in your head. Like this,
Yeah,
They
yeah.
keep telling you this doesn't make any sense.
Right. So what was the rationalizing? Like what was the rationalizing? Like what points did you get convinced by in terms of atheism? Were you convinced by any arguments that were particularly made?
More and more as I looked into it, I read up a bit of Richard Dawkins. I read The God Delusion. More about it I read. But my concern is that I don't believe that there was nothing. I didn't feel happy as a Muslim.
Okay.
It didn't give me any happiness.
But you at this point you were not really a Muslim because you're an atheist, yeah?
No, like slowly, like 16, 17.
When did you become an atheist? When did you say, okay, that's it, I'm not believing in God?
Yeah, late teens.
So did you originally believe in God?
Yeah, I believed in God.
Until what age?
Yeah, until the teenage years, late teenage years. I believed it.
Like 16, you said, yeah?
Yeah. And I believed God existed. I thought Islam was a wonderful religion.
So at what point did you decide that God doesn't exist?
Just the thoughts in my head, they kept telling me
Yeah.
that this doesn't make any sense.
So what kind of tipped the scales?
The whole ritual.
Yeah,
You have
okay.
to pray all the time. It was like for me, it was like joining the army. You have to do
Yeah.
it 5 times a day.
Yeah,
You know,
no problem. But
Ramadan, going to the mosque.
yeah.
I was even more convinced. I wanted to make sure I made the right decision. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
If you become an atheist and you think, oh my God, that's a bad decision, make sure it wasn't a bad decision. So I studied Islam. I went to speaker's corner every Sunday for a few years.
So now are you an atheist?
Yeah, 100% atheist.
And you're saying you're certain of atheism?
There is nothing better than atheism. It's pure
Okay,
freedom.
perfect. Do you know what I'm going to do with you today, yeah? It's Ramadan. I'm going to read a part of the Quran for you.
Oh,
Is that all right?
You have to do English translations. I don't
No,
understand
I
Arabic. Yeah.
will do, inshallah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just,
yeah.
I want, this is a new approach.
Yeah, I used to be like you. I used to fast as well. Ramadan.
Yeah, only until you were 16, yeah?
Yeah.
But anyways, look.
No,
there's
I
a-
mean, you're more serious than I am. But
Probably,
much
probably.
more. But
Chapter 45 of the Quran is called Surah Al-Jathiyah.
Okay.
So let's recite it. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to recite
You
it.
can say it.
I'll recite it, inshallah, since it's Ramadan. And what we'll do is I'm going to read out what it means. And I'm going to tell you what the points of
Yes.
discussion are from what I'm going to. Okay, it's just a new approach I'm trying. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حميم تنزيل الكتاب من الله العزيز الحكيم. The revelation of God is full of. I'm going to change this translation. Let's get. Who should we get? Mohsin Khan. Okay. Hamim. These are يعني 2 letters. Yeah, no one knows what they mean except for Allah. The revelation of the book, the Quran, is from Allah, the Almighty, the All-Wise. Yeah, this is what it says.
Yes.
You're welcome to do any criticism you want afterwards. I just want you to kind of be exposed to it. Yeah.
Yes.
إن في السماوات والأرض لآيات للمؤمنين. Verily, in the heavens and in the earth are signs for the believers.
Yes.
Yeah. وفي خلقكم وما يبث من دابة آيات لقوم يوقنون. And in your creation and what He scattered through the earth of moving living creatures are signs for people who have faith with certainty. Now listen, this is the first point. Because you said you were certain of atheism. I want you to ponder over this verse here. وَفِي خَلْقِكُمْ وَمَا يَبُثُّ مِن دَابَّةٍ. And in your creation and what is scattered through the earth of moving creatures are signs. لَآيَاتٌ لِقَوْمٍ يُوقِنُونَ. Are ayat, are signs for those who have certainty. In other words, certainty is almost presupposed here, that certainty can only be achieved if you believe in God. This is the presupposition. Yeah? واختلاف الليل والنهار وما أنزل الله من السماء من رزق فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها وتصريف الرياح. It says, sorry, someone's calling me. Sorry, one second, let me just tell him. Assalamu alaikum. Listen, I'm just in the middle of a debate. Or not even a debate, it's not a debate. We're having a discussion. I'm reading Quran in the speaker's corner. Is it okay if you call me in about 1 hour? Sorry.
There was one thing that was brainwashing.
Sorry, I apologize.
There was something when I used to read the Quran, there was some verse in my brain that I haven't left it, it's still there. What does إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ?
You alone who worship?
Yeah, اِهْدِنَا الصِّرَاطَ الْمُسْتَقِيمَ.
Yeah, it's mustaqim. Yeah,
This was all just, it was programmed in me.
No problem. Let's just keep going with this, right?
Yeah.
واختلاف الليل والنهار وما أنزل الله من السماء من رزق فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها وتصريف الرياح آيات لقوم يعقلون. So it says, and the alteration of the night and the day and the provision, rain that Allah sends down from the sky and revives therewith the earth after its death, and in the turning about of the winds, okay, are signs for people who understand. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So are signs for people who understand, okay? So here, there's two things. In our creation, in the creation of the other creatures of the earth, are signs for those who believe or have certainty, and the word here is certainty. And also, so we're not just talking about biology here, but we're talking about the cosmos. وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ. And the alteration of the day and the night. Yeah? وَمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مِنْ رِزْقٍ. And what Allah has sent down from the skies, from provisions, i.e. rain, yeah? آيَاتٌ لِقَوْمِ يَعْقِلُونَ are signs for those who have understanding, yeah? تِلْكَ آيَاتُ اللَّهِ نَتْلُوهَا عَلَيْكَ بِالْحَقِّ فَبِأَيِّ حَدِيثٍ بَعْدَ اللَّهِ وَآيَاتِهِ يُؤْمِنُونَ. These are the proofs, evidences, verses, lessons, revelations. Allah that we recite upon you with truth. So then in which speech after Allah and His ayat will they believe? Okay.
Yeah,
now listen, this is all I want to read out, yeah? And there's going to be another part that I'm going to read out. Before I read out the other part, I want to just explain what this is saying, okay?
So this is proof that God exists?
No, it's not proof that God exists. I'm not trying to prove God exists. That's not my premise. I'm just telling you what the Quran says. Right?
Okay.
It's saying that right now, what we're doing is we're looking at the evidences that Allah has talked about in the Quran. Yeah. So the evidences are, you could categorize them as biological and cosmological. So the biological evidences are those things which are وَفِي خَلْقِكُمْ وَمَا يَبُثُّ مِن دَابَّةٍ. Yeah. If in your creation, our biology, yeah, and whatever creatures are on the earth, there are signs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. واختلاف الليل والنهار وما أنزل الله من السماء من رزق فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها وتصريف الرياح آيات لقوم يوقنون. That of all of these things, the alteration of night and day, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has and sent down from the sky, i.e. the water cycle, yeah, and these things here are proof that Allah are for those who understand, right? Now listen, before you continue, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off here, yeah? I really do apologize. This is, I really love this surah because it's actually, for me, it's underused with discussions with people who have atheist beliefs. Yeah. So we're fast forwarding now. This is what you say, okay? This is your claim. It says, وقالوا ما هي إلا حياتنا الدنيا نموت ونحيا وما يهلكنا إلا الدهر وما لهم بذلك من علم إن هم إلا يظنون. And they say, there is nothing but our life of this world, we die and we live, and nothing destroys us except for time. And they have no knowledge of this, they only guess, or they only conjecture. Okay? وإذا تتلى عليهم آياتنا بينات ما كان حجتهم إلا أن قالوا ائتنا بآبائنا إن كنتم صادقين. And when our clear verses are recited to them, their argument is, bring back our dead fathers if you're truthful. In other words, let's see the actual empirical evidences, let's see the living come back to life. Yeah? قل الله يحييكم ثم يميتكم ثم يجمعكم إلى يوم القيامة لا ريب فيه ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. Allah gives you life, then He calls you to die, and then He will assemble you on the day of resurrection, about which you have no doubt, but most of mankind do not know this. Okay, there's one more thing I want you I'm just trying to recite the Quran to you, just so you can understand what the Quran is saying. Okay, so I fast forwarded it.
Okay. I'll give you some point.
وإذا قيل لهم إن وعد الله حق والساعة لا ريب فيها قلتم ما ندري ما الساعة إن نظن إلا ظنا وما نحن بمستيقنين. This is what I want you to really think about.
What does it say?
And when it said to them, verily Allah's promise is the truth, and that there is no doubt about the coming of the hour, the day of judgment. You said, we know not what the hour is, we do not think it but a conjecture, something you guys are making up, yeah? And we have no firm convincing belief. إن نظن إلا ظنا وما نحن بمستيقنين. We only guess, yeah? We're guessing.
Okay,
and we are not certain. Okay, and we are not certain. Now, all I want you to think about is as follows. This is the premise. The premise as follows. Because I'm just giving you the ayat. I've not done them in any order. It's actually in order, but not in order, if you like.
Can I give you some quick proofs about why I don't believe in God?
Yeah, of course. I just want you to kind of deal with the Islamic argument first. This is what the Quran is saying.
Go on.
The Quran is saying, because people don't know this. I was thinking to myself, subhanAllah, of all the verses in the Quran, there's one verse we all use. أَمْ خُلِقُوا مِنْ غَيْرِ شَيْءٍ أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ. Were they created from nothing, or are they themselves the creators of themselves? That's the verse in chapter 52, verse 35. In the Quran, it says this. But this, I believe, this surah has the most explicit references to who I would refer to as atheists.
Okay.
Like if there are any chapters in the Quran or any verses that directly refer to atheists, it's this chapter. Okay? Now, the arguments are as follows. If you look within yourself, if you look into the biological landscape, if you look in the cosmological landscape, there are evidences in that for those who believe. Evidences in what? Evidences in Allah's being one. Allah's being one. And by the way, all the Mufassirun say about this verse, this is about the rububiyyah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what At-Tabari says. He says, in other words, if you look around, if you look at the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us, or that we have been, forget about Allah's created us, that we are biological, sophisticated animals, yeah?
Yes.
That there is a biological landscape.
Yeah.
There is a cosmological landscape, all of which indicates complexity and not simplicity, yeah? That alone, from a teleological perspective, yeah, should gear us to understanding that there is a creator. And then the counter argument is also dealt with. As for those dahriyun are those who says, وَمَا هِيَ إِلَّا حَيَاتُنَا الدُّنْيَا نَمُوتُ وَنَحْيَا وَمَا يُهْلِكَنَا إِلَّا الدَّهْرُ. that we're going to live and die, and that there's nothing's going to destroy us except for time. In other words, when we die, that's it. That's it. That's what it is. Yeah. Those individuals, all they can do is do dhann. Dhann is the best you can get to is conjecture, speculation. You'll never ever reach a certainty in that position. It's impossible. An atheist can never be fully atheist. They'd have to be to some extent agnostic.
I'll explain to you.
So that is the Quranic argument. You can be an atheist, but you can never be a full atheist. You always have to speculate, and you always have to use a high degree of conjecture. And you'll never be certain. That is what the Quran, and that's why you're here today. Forget about everything else. I'm telling you the reason why you're here today. Do you know why? I've noticed something. I've dealt with a lot of ex-Muslims.
Yeah.
Wallahi, I'm telling you something. Sorry, I'm not letting you speak. I'll let you speak. I will let you speak. I've dealt with a lot of ex-Muslims and non-Muslims and atheists in my time. Believe me, in the last 2 years, I've dealt with a lot of them.
Yes.
And what I want to say to you is that if you just go on my YouTube channel and look at all of the atheists I have spoken to, yeah, you'll find one common thread. All of them, none of them have dared at the end of the discussion say that we are certain of our position. After the whole rational back and forth and the arguments back and forth, they can only say it can be what you call negative atheists. They can never be positive atheists.
Okay, I'll explain to you this way.
Right, so what I'm saying to you, the reason why you're here is because you want closure, okay? But let me tell you something you're not going to get. You'll never get closure.
No, I just wanted to debate with you, that's it.
No, that's fine. You can. But what I'm saying is, ex-Muslims, non-Muslims and atheists, you said it in the beginning of what you were saying today. You said, I wanted to know for sure that I made the right decision. Let me tell you something. You can never know for sure that you've made the right decision by virtue of the fact that you're an atheist. Go ahead and try and argue against that point.
Okay. Let me just say, there's so many reasons to be an atheist. There's so many reasons that prove that God doesn't exist. I've come up with this in the past.
So you're a positive atheist?
Yeah, I'll explain to you this way.
You're a positive atheist?
I'm a positive atheist.
Okay.
I'll explain to you this way. There's so many reasons.
Go on.
You know, the one thing that I remember Muslims, when they do the debate on YouTube, they've always got this debate about the design of the eyes. You believe that God designed the eyes, yes?
Yeah, I do. That's what the Quran says. But I also believe that God designed the cosmological things as well. Okay, so physics and biology, not just biology.
Let's let's do a quick one. The eye, yeah? You believe the eye is a perfect design.
I'm not saying it's actually we believe. I'll tell you exactly what the Quran says. It says, لَقَدْ خَلَقَنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We have certainly created the human being in the best of molds.
Yeah.
So proportionally, in terms of what the Quran says, it says that we are the best of molds. That's what the Quran says. That's what I believe in.
If the design of the eyes is perfect, no one would need glasses. It's very simple. It's a very simple eye. See, this just proves it very quickly.
Okay.
It's a very easy way. You know and I know. God would never.
No, but that's not the way the Quran says.
No,
yeah.
let me
the Quranic argument. See, now you're making a straw man, because the Quranic argument is as follows, right? The Quran is, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We have certainly created the human being in the best of molds. Human being, by natural design, from a Quranic perspective, has the best proportionalities. The Quran says, الَّذِي خَلَقَهُ فَسَوَّاهُ فَعَدَلَهُ. Yeah? He's the one who created him, and then he proportioned him, and then he adjusted him. It doesn't say that a human being cannot be ill, or have imperfections, or have ailments.
I'm not talking about ill.
Or even be born like that.
I'm talking about something very specific. The design of the eye.
Okay.
You know and I know that God would never do a bad job, would he? Would God do a bad job? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, of course. We're not saying that he's done a bad job, but are you with me?
No, I'm not saying you're saying Mohammed, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm listening, yeah.
In a very general sense.
Okay.
Whether you're Muslim, atheist, Christian, you'd have to be only a crazy person is going to say.
So what's the argument?
The argument is this. Would God do a bad job, or God doesn't exist? What makes more sense? We know God is never going to do a bad job.
Okay, fine. So what's the bad job you're referring to?
The bad job is the design of the eye. If God has designed the eyes, no one would need glasses. You wouldn't even have that. We got 10-year-old kids who've got glasses.
Okay, so
no one would be blind.
Right.
The design of the eye would be perfect.
So there's a gaping hole in your offensive
I'm
there.
not talking about long vision. I'm talking about the design would be perfect.
Let me tell you what the gaping hole in what you're talking about
I'll give you one example. I've got so many examples.
Okay, no problem. Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
what you perceive